Hello, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about something very practical, something very real, something many learners struggle with. How to learn real English speaking for starting conversations, especially in everyday situations, especially if you are an intermediate learner. You already know some English, you understand many words, you can read and listen. But when it's time to start a conversation, your mind becomes quiet. You don't know how to begin. You don't know what to say first, and that's okay. In this episode, I'll speak slowly and clearly so you can follow me and practice with me. We're going to focus on real situations, real sentences, and real confidence. Not textbook English, not perfect grammar, just natural English that people actually use. Let's begin with an important idea. Starting a conversation is not about saying something big or impressive. It's about saying something simple and human. Most conversations don't start with deep topics. They start with small moments. A greeting, a question, a comment about what's happening right now. And when you understand this, starting conversations becomes much easier. You don't need to prepare long sentences. You don't need to be clever. You just need to notice your situation and speak one small thought. Let's look at a common situation. You meet someone new, maybe at work, maybe in a class, maybe online. You don't need a perfect opening. You can start with something simple. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Is this your first time here? These are real English sentences. They're short, they're natural, and they open the door. Once the door is open, the conversation can grow slowly. Now let's talk about another everyday situation. Talking about your day. This is one of the easiest ways to start a conversation. You can say, "It's been a long day. Today was busy. I'm a little tired today." These sentences invite the other person to respond. Maybe they agree. Maybe they share their own day. And suddenly, you're having a real conversation. Not because your English is perfect, but because your message is real. Another powerful way to start conversations is by asking simple questions. Real English speakers ask simple questions all the time. What do you do? Where are you from? How was your weekend? These questions are not advanced, but they are very effective. And the best part is this: when you ask a question, you don't have to speak all the time. You listen, you respond, and conversation becomes a shared experience, not a performance. Now let's talk about situations in public places. Maybe you're in a cafe, a shop, or on public transport. You can start a conversation by talking about the environment. This place is busy today. The weather is really nice. This coffee is good. These comments are normal, they're safe, and they help you practice real English in real life. Even if the conversation is short, it still counts. Every small interaction trains your confidence. As an intermediate learner, you may feel pressure to speak perfectly, but real English is not perfect. Real English includes pauses, small mistakes, and simple words. Native speakers do not speak in full grammar sentences all the time. They speak in fragments, they repeat themselves, they correct themselves. So allow yourself to do the same. Speaking naturally is more important than speaking perfectly. Let's also talk about listening. Good conversations are not only about speaking, they are about listening and responding. When someone speaks to you, listen for the main idea, not every word. Then respond with a simple reaction. "Oh, really? That sounds interesting. I see." These small responses show that you are engaged, and they keep the conversation moving. Another helpful habit is to practice conversations alone. Yes, alone. Imagine situations in your mind. Imagine meeting someone. Imagine ordering food. Imagine talking to a colleague. Say the sentences out loud. This prepares your brain, so when the real situation comes, your mouth is ready. You're not starting from zero. You're continuing a practice you've already done. Now let's talk about confidence. Confidence does not mean speaking without fear. It means speaking even when fear is present. Every time you start a conversation, even a short one, you teach your brain that English is safe, that you can do this, that you are capable. And slowly, the fear becomes smaller, not because English is easy, but because you are stronger. And finally, remember this. Learning real English speaking is not about learning more rules. It's about using what you already know in real situations. Start small. Start simple. Start today. Speak one sentence. Ask one question. Make one comment. These small actions create real progress. And with time, starting conversations will feel natural, comfortable, and even enjoyable. So take a breath, trust yourself, and remember, real English is not something you wait for. It's something you practice, one conversation at a time. See you next time. Another important idea is allowing short conversations. Not every conversation needs to be long. Sometimes a conversation is only 2 sentences, and that is perfectly fine. Hi. Hi. Nice weather today. Yes, it is. Conversation done. That still counts. That still builds experience. Many learners think they must continue talking for a long time, but real life is full of short interactions. These small interactions are excellent practice. They train your brain to start, respond, and finish naturally. Let's talk about mistakes in starting conversations. If you use the wrong word, keep going. If your sentence is not perfect, keep going. If you forget a word, use another one. Communication is flexible. Real English speakers adjust all the time. Fluency is not about avoiding mistakes, it's about moving through them calmly. And every time you move through a mistake without stopping, your confidence grows. Now let's explore emotional connection. Conversations feel easier when you talk about things you care about. Simple topics like hobbies, food, daily routines, and preferences are powerful. I like coffee. I enjoy walking. I'm watching a new series. These sentences invite connection. They make conversation human. When you speak about things you like, your voice becomes more natural. And when your voice feels natural, English flows more easily. Another strong habit is daily micro-conversations. Make it a goal to start one small conversation every day. It can be very short. It can be simple. The goal is not perfection. It is consistency. One conversation a day builds courage. It builds comfort. It builds fluency over time. And soon, starting conversations stops feeling like a challenge and starts feeling like a normal part of your day. Now let's talk about internal preparation. Before you enter a situation, quietly prepare 1 or 2 sentences. Not a full script, just a starting point. I'll say hello. I'll ask one question. This gentle preparation reduces anxiety. It gives your mind direction without pressure. Over time, you won't need this preparation, but in the beginning, it can be very helpful. Let's also talk about recovery. Sometimes a conversation doesn't go as planned. Maybe you feel awkward. Maybe it ends quickly. That's okay. Don't replay it in your mind. Don't criticize yourself. Let it go. Every conversation is practice, not performance. Growth happens when you move forward, not when you analyze every moment. Be kind to yourself. And finally, remember this. Starting conversations is a skill. Skills improve through repetition, patience, and courage. You are not bad at conversations. You are learning them. And every small effort matters. Every greeting matters. Every question matters. Every short exchange matters. These moments are building something inside you, a calm confidence, a natural flow, a real connection with English. So, keep starting, keep speaking, keep showing up. Let conversations be simple. Let English be real. And trust that with time, practice, and kindness toward yourself, starting conversations will feel easier, more natural, and even enjoyable. One situation at a time, one sentence at a time, one brave moment at a time.